Uh-oh, my spidey sense is tingling. Something wrong here? Or something right? Welcome to Nick's Toy Box. Today we're going to find out. Hey, how's it going? Welcome to Nick's Toy Box. Today we are looking at Marvel Legends Maximum Spider-Man. First of its kind, introduction to the line. So much to talk about between price, accessories, what is maximum, difference, pros and cons. So much. I don't even know where to begin. But I think we need to start at the beginning. So the beginning here is, what is maximum? So in theory, the Maximum series is getting our normal Marvel Legends figures from characters that we know and love and just leveling it up to the maximum. Pretty obvious, but what does that mean? Better paint application? Yeah, sure. Better articulation? Yeah. More accessories and more like exclusive premium accessories that we would only get in this circumstance. That's kind of the general gist. We're going to see how much that holds true. So while we put a pin in that thought, we'll take a look here at what you expect when you have this in hand. Maximum series, huge on the front, with the character name underneath, your Hasbro. Marvel Legends slapped on there. You have your warning right there. I don't know if I like it on the front, but that's where it is. Whatever. You can see your giant ensemble of hands and other accessories that we will definitely get into. Package is really, really well. I like how it presents with like the Spidey sense above the head sculpt. Like everything like that is Marvel Legends with the Maximum Spider-Man posing. Really cool. Maximum series on the side with another pose and Marvel Legends. Take it to the back. Marvel Legends again with another cool photo op of Spider-Man with Maximum series slapped on there again. Hasbro, Marvel, legal information, yada yada. Underneath, more stuff. And then Marvel Legends Maximum again, in case you forgot. They really don't want you to forget. This is the Maximum series Spider-Man. Out of the packaging, we have two separate trays here, which is funny because of how it reflects. But this one has some ungloved hands and some curling hands and a stand, not a figure stand. Don't get it confused. We'll go into it. Then, of course, we go to the other tray with 3 head sculpts, bunch of different webs, Spidey sense, bunch of hands, some pretty cool accessories that I'm actually pretty excited to get into, especially for a Spider-Man. This is very interesting to have so many accessories for a Spider-Man, which isn't a bad thing for a Maximum series. It's just a new thing. I'm not used to it. Time to get into all of these things, right? First off, Spidey shield. Really, really cool. I will admit, probably never going to use it minus getting some posing. But it's beautifully made. Snaps onto the figure incredibly well. You can watch me fidget with my light for a second while I try to illuminate this thing to show that all of these web accessories have a translucent thing to them, which is really neat. I don't like the non-translucent. This is very web-esque, so kudos for that. And it looks like a web. So what we need next is going to be like this giant net web, as if like maybe catching an enemy or capturing maybe a serum or something. Next is the sperm web. There's no other way to describe it. That stand that was aforementioned ago is for the sperm egg, not for your character. This has a little peg hole, and this will snap in there. And with the help of a thwipping hand, it'll give the effect of Spider-Man thwipping this out at a bad guy. I do appreciate the accessory. I think it's cool to have like some of these big figures or these big accessories for a figure, especially someone like Spider-Man who can do crazy stuff with his webs. But I'm never going to look at this thing and not think it's a piece of sperm. Sorry, I'll grow up a little bit, possibly. No guarantees. We get some really cool flimsy webs. I'm all over the place because I'm laughing thinking about my jokes. I'm not that funny. But they are translucent. They go in the open hands. Look, this one's got the little finger hands like the Andrew Garfield scene. You know what I'm talking about. While I really love the inclusion of both of these webs, I would have liked one to maybe be more wired or fixed and one being flimsy, or just give us an extra one that is more wired for posing, because I can't really do a whole lot with them when there's no structure to them. Next is a really cool inclusion though, which is the Spidey sense, which pops over that one head sculpt. I mean, either head sculpt, but the one head sculpt where his eyes are looking a little different, as if his Spidey sense was actually going off. A really cool inclusion. I think like we're overdue for more Spider-Man figures with one of the number one things he's known for, his little Peter Tinkle. So I'm glad that we finally got that in store. So thank you. Glad it took a more expensive figure to get to it. But man, is my mathing here? They gave us 6 pairs of hands. Which, of course, Maximum Series, duh, I would hope so. But we get a pretty good ensemble. You get your classic fist hands. The web lines and everything, at least for mine, look really well. I've seen some people with theirs not looking so well. Sucks when you're paying a premium and you don't get premium fill. But overall, all mine are really good. Got the kind of opened up hands a bit for gripping. So these are where your webs and things like that would go into play. Once again, for mine, everything was painted pretty well. I didn't see a whole lot of issues. I'm glad to be getting both versions, fist and like slightly open, and wall crawling, because I mean, this is the wall crawler, right? Spider-Man. Once again, painted well. Very glad to have. You have your thwip hands, with one being more lax and the other being the more stiff comic that we know and love. I kind of wish they were more paired looking. Maybe we could have gotten a set of each for each, but whatever. I feel like that's maybe nitpicking, and that's me just being a weirdo. We have other thwip hands with the actual webs coming out. Very cool. I've been wanting this in a toy for so long, so thank you for finally giving it to us. Once again, only took a premium figure. Love it though. Love the sculpting for the webs. Everything about them are mwah. Next are the ones with the web shooters and the fleshy hands. They're not a pair though. And I don't know what this hand's for. I don't know what it's supposed to be grabbing or gripping, because we don't get like an unmasked head sculpt. So I don't really know like what we're getting, because look at the comparison here. It's not going to grip the webs. I don't know. I don't know what it's here for. But we got it. I would have liked 2 thwips. That's just my opinion, I guess. But I'm not mad about it. I'm still glad I like unmasked hands and the web shooters. So I'm personally glad to get it. Next though, something else that's, I want to say controversy, just a lot of conversation. That's the Peter Parker head sculpt. Love it? Hate it? What do you think? You let me know in the comments below. I personally love it. Love the little flips in the front, those 2 little hair pieces, and I love how it's sculpted onto pulling all the way to the back. This is a Peter Parker head sculpt for me, for sure. Maybe not in a lot of the comic runs we get a head like this, but I've definitely read comics with Peter Parker like that. We've already kind of went over this one before. We'll go over it again. This is the like Spidey sense going off, so he has that kind of like what the look. I like it. I think it's really well done. And just so we can refresh ourselves here, there it is with the Spidey sense on. This is probably the only time I will use this head sculpt with the Spidey sense on. I personally love it. I think it's a good look. You let me know what you think in the comments below if it's something you like. I do like the inclusion of this head sculpt for the sake of the Spidey sense, and I'm sure you could use it for other circumstances. But here we go. This is just the normal Spidey head sculpt. I love those big comic book eyes. I love the web lines to it and where they are positioned. Mine had some weird little stuff on the top there that was kind of, I don't know if it was glue or what, but that's pinnacle to me. We're not doing articulation right now, so calm down. We're not doing articulation without the rest of the body. We're just looking over this, how this has that like look and feel to it as if this is an actual costume on a person. I love all these lines everywhere. Very impressive. I love the paint application on this figure. Oh, I didn't have any quality control issues on mine that I could see. Some people have had them. It's unfortunate, once again, for a premium product like this. But I think I lucked out. I love it. I love that red. I really love that blue. So without further ado, let's get him out on the turntable, get him spinning so we can talk about him a little bit. Like I said, this figure does have controversy around him because he's the first in the Maximum series. So he's going to kind of set the way that this is going to go. But as of recording this, Hulk has already been announced and prices are already kind of, I don't want to say all over the place, but I would say rather inconsistent. This guy right here, with my tax and shipping and everything like that, was like $55. Not expensive in comparison to like a Mayfex or any other imports. But for a Marvel Legends, that is a hefty price. So the question comes into it, it's the amount of accessories that we get and his articulation and everything else like that. all roped together, is that a $55 figure? My simple answer, for me personally, it's pretty close. I love the amount of accessories we get. My paint application makes me happy, and the articulation is really, really good that we're about to go into. Is it a $55 for you? You let me know. So like I was saying, the articulation is phenomenal. It's definitely there. There is not an instant where I think I found myself like, dang, he's a little limited in this area. As you can see here, his shoulders, his hips, all of that, like his arms, the butterfly joints, it's all immaculate. Phenomenal ab crunch going forward and backwards. I'll show you here in a second. The tops of his legs there where his hips are actually has the ball joint that can drop. So it gives you even more posing in that area. His ankles go all the way back. His ankles don't go up as much as I would like, but with the toe bend, definitely makes up for it. And of course, all of his costume lines are cut right where articulation needs to be for the most part. So we're not really like having it look goofy for the sake of articulation. And check out that bend. This is awesome. Mafex level, almost. It's, how do I say it? It's Hasbro quality on a figure with like Mafex articulation. Almost the best of both worlds. I would like it to not feel as stiff out of the box, because Marvel Legends to me always feel super stiff out of the box. But I'm not mad about it, because once I started getting him moving around, it became more fluid. I don't want a loose figure. I just like him to be warmed up a bit. Maybe Spider-Man did his stretches before he got boxed. You know? But overall, this articulation, I think it's worth that price tag. Not by itself, in inclusion to the premium paint quality and the accessories together. I wanted to make sure I specified that before I got attacked and before we moved on. But we are moving on. We're going to be looking at some sizing here to see how he holds up. And I love it. Here he is next to like a more traditional Spider-Man. And I love how tall he is. This height difference really corrects a lot of issues that I've had with the previous Spider-Man. Don't get me started on this here, because this is still laughable. Spider-Boy needed to be way smaller, swap it. But we're not talking about that today. Comparing him next to our new Miles, I love that pairing, because it definitely has like a younger Spider-Man next to the older, more seasoned Spider-Man look. Even it does pair really well with that Spider-Boy as well. Once again, just another normal Marvel Legends Spider-Man. We got old Toby there. This Spider-Man poses exceptionally well. And this right here, I think, is my favorite example of this. That's with our Venom. And here he is next to Venom, and I love it. I love this sizing. This is perfect for me. These two together is a peak. Until I get my Spider-Man 2 from the video game in. But that's here to there. Pairs phenomenally well with Carnage. So I love it. We're going to be doing some posing here just so you can get an idea of how you can do it. Loads of fun, endless possibilities. I just went through some of my posing that I had fun with. Some of it didn't make the cut, but will probably find its way over to TikTok or to some of my YouTube shorts. So keep an eye out for that. But this is the kind of point in the video where I think we kind of wrap it up and I share some more of my thoughts. And we kind of talk about this maximum series experience. So the question is, did it check all the boxes? Simple answer, no. But I still love it. I'll go over it quickly on the nose. Would have loved better ankle movement, 100%. Would have loved a stand for the figure. Would have loved either another thwipping ungloved hand or a better reason to use the ungloved hand. So like a unmasked piece for him to hold on to. Better support for some of these webs. While I love the inclusion of all of them, really flimsy. And it just kind of zaps the experience of it a bit. Of course, you can fix this a bit by implementing other figures, but I feel that accessories should work on their own and not the inclusion of other accessories. Plus, this web had nothing to port into. I had to port it in on my own by like rigging it. But beyond that, paint application is phenomenal. Articulation also phenomenal. Not going to keep using that $5 word all the time, but it's great. The accessories that we do get, overwhelmingly positive. 3 head sculpts, 6 pairs of hands. Absolutely love it. So I think all of that is really, really good. And the amount and variety of webs, awesome inclusion. I don't want to say it's 50-50 because I think overall I have an overwhelmingly positive experience with this. While it is an expensive buy, especially for a toy, Marvel Legends in this economy during this time, I think it is an overall great figure. Probably my definitive Spider-Man. I love his sizing, how he poses with other figures, his articulation, everything like that. I mean, I love it. Um, I had high expectations going into this, and I would say almost all of it was met. And if it wasn't fully met, it was really close. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing for a figure that's about $55? I don't want to say I don't know, but I mean, some of my Mayfex figures can be kind of hit or miss on some stuff, and we're paying a lot more for an import. That's a whole nother conversation. For this, for the sake of time and not going on forever, it works. This is a great figure. I hope that they can maintain around this price and maybe give us a little bit more on accessories or be more consistent with paint and all of that for a premium figure, because that's what this is. This is a premium figure. That's what that maximum means. I think I've rambled on enough now. You let me know what you think. Really interested to get other people's opinion on this matter and what this figure entails for you as a collector. As always, it's really helpful to me and the channel if you could make sure you subscribe and like and share and leave a comment. It really helps propel me and the content that I am trying to push. So whenever you do all those things, it really, really does help. And that's it. I'm not going to try to push that anymore. This has been Nick's Toy Box. Appreciate you watching, as always. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.